Hi there, Ken here. So, it just occurred to me that I had promised to tell you guys about my hand, and, never got around to it. So, that said, I have this nasty scar on my hand that goes all the way around. It's easier to see indirectly, because you can see the indentation. Anywho, I was helping a friend's son clean his room, and we stopped to talk. And I am gravitationally impaired. What that means in context is that I fall over a lot. A lot. And, we were standing there talking, and I started to list, and I couldn't correct myself, so I had reached out to catch myself as I was falling, and I landed on the plastic bag that we were putting trash in. Now, I'm very lucky that I had put my hand out, because there was a broken glass bottle in that bag, a vinaigrette bottle. And I have trouble feeling things to begin with, so, I thought I had just hit a nerve, because it had that burny, tingly feeling like when you hit your funny bone. Anywho, I fell on the bag, and immediately got up, clapped one hand over the other. My brain, I guess, automatically knew, oh, you're bleeding. I'm not going to tell you yet, but you should probably put some pressure on that. So I'm holding my hand, running around the house going, oh God, it hurts, don't touch it, oh God. And after a minute or two of that, it's just like, oh God, oh, that is blood. So, panic set in, shock, and, they get me into the bathroom, and they start, the friends that I'm with, start, cleaning it up, and, I'm fighting shock the entire time. Like, I'm getting really lightheaded, I'm losing blood, I've been cut all the way down to the bone, and, as they're washing up my hand, I'm sitting there going, I'm sorry for bleeding on your floor. Oh. Yeah, that was an interesting day. So, someone had called the ambulance, and they came and got me, and, we went to the emergency room, and my roommate, being the oddball that she is, was like, hey, we found your body fat. Look, I'ma poke it. Like, and, there were some fat cells that were falling out. And it is as gross as those rubber models show. It is that disgusting yellow color. So, yeah, I got to see the inside of my body briefly. And they weren't sure how I was getting blood to my pinky, because as you can imagine, I cut this way around. I know there's one going up and down. Actually, if I can find my Sharpies, I can color over the scar for you so you can see it better. Here we go. So, we'll go with red, because, well, it's a scar, so might as well. So, I'm not sure how well you can see that as is. I can kind of see it on the video screen, but basically the cut went like this, all the way around. It's a weird sensation doing this. So yeah, that is the cut. And so, you know, they get us to the hospital, and they do the preliminary stitching just to put my hand back together. And that in itself was an interesting thing. So I had these huge stitches holding all that together. And then later on, I had to go in for surgery to make sure that everything was put back together, the vessels and the skin and all that good stuff. And so we get to the hospital, and, you know, to get to all the tendons and stuff to reattach everything, they had to make a secondary incision. So they took off the stitching from this part, and then they had to cut here and down this way. So, secondary incisions to put everything back together. And you can actually still see the little dots where the stitching to finish it all up was. I mean, you can't really see it on the video, unfortunately. But yeah, so now it looks like I am a vampire who grabbed a really weird looking cross. But yeah, that's probably my most interesting wound. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff to this hand. Like recently, I accidentally took a pair of shears to this finger. This poor hand. And, you know, I've got little marks from other incidents all over it. This is also the hand that I poured an entire pot of boiling pasta on. Like, right here. So, yeah, I am accident prone. Bad things happen to me a lot, and I just kind of roll with it. Ooh, coffee. But yeah, that is the story of my hand. And you know, they told me that it was going to take a long time to heal, like years. And I'm impatient, so I finished healing in a fraction of the time. I continued to work it and whatnot, and there is still kind of a tingly feeling when I touch in this area and up these two fingers. I can't really... I mean, I have almost a full range of motion again. If I try to carry anything too heavy in this hand, it does tend to cramp up, and that tends to hurt a lot. But beyond that, you know, that was when I first moved to Washington almost a decade ago. And the fact that I am able to do this now is a miracle. I mean, part of me, very small part, wishes that I had lost the hand so that I could get some auto mail, because apparently that's something that's becoming increasingly more possible. But, you know, I am very thankful that I have everything still mostly intact. I am very, very lucky. But, yeah. Be careful around broken glass. If you're going to help someone clean their room, don't stop to talk. bad things happen, especially if you're like me. So, yeah. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I'm sorry for being a little more graphic than I probably should have a couple times. But, learn from my mistakes. I've made a lot of them. So, if you like the story, please feel free to like the video. If you're new to the channel, if you want, feel free to subscribe. No pressure. And until the next video, take care.